It is finally happening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the show. My name is Likon Amtus. I will be the host of the show. I'm with my co-host, which is Kotalama. So basically, people, this is like a new kind of podcast where we'll be sharing news, articulating the current news that are happening in the country. So please, people, we're coming you live from the deep rural areas of Eastern Cape. So please subscribe, like, share and comment to this video, people, whatever you wish and you want us to talk about. Otherwise, we'll be coming you with great fabulous news. And this is like an educational growth channel where I will be teaching and sharing information with whatever way that I can, especially to the youth, to the old people. Everyone can watch this channel. When you get a chance to watch this channel, please also refer it to your friends. It's a very growth channel. It's organic. We just youth coming from EC. Otherwise, yeah, man, let's take this. So welcome to the show, man.
Thank you, man, for welcoming to the show. Guys, please also subscribe, like, and share, and comment.
So yeah, one of the first issues that we'll be speaking about today is like, of course, we've heard in the past weeks, people, the increase in the rate of HIV, especially to KZN, about 1,300 children from the ages of like 15 to 24 years that are getting HIV and AIDS weekly, 1,300. So you could see it's very bad. So it's very bad for us as youth also, and it's not even a matter of KZN. Eastern Cape, everywhere in South Africa, this thing is really bad. It's a catastrophe. So I believe if we're working together, we can help each other. Somehow, if you're like an old person or in a cabinet of the politics there, you teaching the youth, it's not really effective. But if it's us now telling to our friends and our little sisters what to do, I'm sure it will sound like very easy and accessible. I think even my co-host, yeah, could say something.
This thing, man, sorry, of HIV rising weekly in Devon, I can say that thing, it's coming from the peer pressure, man. You know, people are motivating each other on the street. No, man, you should go on that girl. They are doing things according to appearance. They do not think of future. You see, so. I think even the parents can talk to their children and tell them how dangerous HIV can be. Because it's not easy for someone who is infected with HIV at the age of, I think, 13 to 15 years. It's not easy for that someone to accept that I'm HIV positive now. You cannot easily accept that. It causes depression. Some children will drop out of school, will take their lives, will commit suicide. It's easy to commit suicide because that person will take a long time for him or her to accept that I'm HIV positive. I think that thing of people are getting infected with HIV at the younger age, it comes from the street. And most of the parents are not supportive. I think it's time for them to sit down and talk to their children and tell them how HIV is dangerous, how it will affect their lives, and tell them to use protection, because at this age, man, you cannot tell the child to stop going outside. You are not always around the child and say, no, man, do not do this at this time. You have your own things. You have to go to work. When you go
You
to
can
work,
easily tell him not to do anything, but you cannot stop him from going outside.
So no, prevent every time. It's time for parents now to be open to their children and tell them, no, okay, I know that at this point we're living in another century whereby everything is free. It's advertised, we've got internet, we've got everything. So I think it's time for parents to come on and to be open to their children and say, my child, this is happening, this is what is not supposed to happen. You are here because of this and that. Focus on your future. And everything has its own time.
And it's not also easy for like youth like us to take precautionary measures, like to use protection every time, to eat the ARVs, because we like you said, it's hard to accept. If you don't accept something, you can never live with it, because you have to accept in order to live with it. Accept the situation. So I think the mind that also is wrong to our youth, including ourselves, is like if someone is HIV positive, then he go or she go and she test and she becomes HIV positive with the result. I think the aim for now is like kids is to spread it because banayanda ukuthi ngeke ndiyithole ndodwa yabo, I can never suffer alone, nami ndiyifumene, so should omunye umuntu ayifumane. That's why they are not really good at preventing themselves. Some are still angry and want to revenge with whatever way they can, because most of the people, some of them, they know their status, some they don't even want to go and test because they are afraid, and some they just want to go around and do whatever they wanted to do.
Yeah, it's going to be spread easily because those children, you cannot judge someone by the age of 13 to 15 years. You cannot say that person is HIV and positive because you have that mindset, no, I'm still young, I cannot get infected with HIV and AIDS. So that is why it's going to spread a lot lately, because they are saying the thing South African are saying, injury to all. Yeah, I wanted to say that, man. They are good.
Let's also face I'm a prevention. Maybe what do you think could be like? Besides, you have said a great point in terms of parenting, teaching their kids while they are young, making awareness with it. This is how this thing is wrong. Even though there are like some things like ARVs you can do it, but it's also, if it affects you at an early age, it is wrong because you had a choice to take care of yourself, but you didn't take that good road. You chose to do this and this. So you have said that parents must speak to their kids. Maybe what are also other prevention that you might think that are
as you know, man, there's a thing that called to PrEP. It's been introduced to a lot of clinics, hospitals. I think they were taking pills before. No. So the government introduced the injection. So people I think they must use it. So you can inject yourself with the PrEP for you to prevent from getting HIV and positive. Because I think that is the best thing to do for now, because our youth has been brainwashed about a lot of things. So if parents take their children to the clinic and say, no, I want my child to prevent from getting HIV, so they will give him a PrEP injection, so the child will continue doing whatever he or she is doing at that time. So my point is, children should use PrEP because there's no other way of preventing them.
That's a good point. I also think if we could encourage each one another as youth to go and test, because this thing of not knowing your status is wrong, because you might be going around not knowing whether you're still good or you're still what. So one of the first things is to just go and know your status, to test yourself, to see whether if you're on which side. So you should be, besides even whether you're in each side, once you know yourself, you'll take care of yourself, because if you became negative, you'll start to take whatever then measures maybe to stay in that negative. Then if you become positive, you'll also take measures to prevent it from spreading to another people, or you just quit whatever you're doing, you stay at home, you preserve yourself in a good way. So yeah, I think kids should start really taking this thing serious, because 1,300 is a lot in South Africa and KZN in one province. And it's not even about one province. I feel like it can easily spread to Eastern Cape. KZN and Eastern Cape is like this. And most of us, I'm going to KZN tomorrow, I'm coming back. So it's always a movement. It's so easy. There is no boundaries when you're talking about provinces. So people should really take this serious. It's not a matter of one province, it's a matter of the whole country. So yeah, man, I think we're done. We can move to the next issue. The other issue, people, that we wish to speak about is unemployment. You see us now, hey, I'm even not working. I'm just gonna be honest with the viewers there. We take Spanish, so I don't know how can we solve this, but the unemployment to the youth, which is also one of the things that it leads to. Some of the things like youth doing crime, because maybe even our parents are unemployment, so they can't give the kids whatever she or he wants in school. So other kids end up quitting school because of the situation at home is not good. So you'd be like, why am I still studying if we're suffering like this at home? Let me just join my friends and smoke or do whatever. So what do you think Uguti, the unemployment also leads to other factors besides just being unemployment, but it is also its effect, especially on the youth?
Especially on the youth, you can say that a lot of people have studied, graduated, got degrees, but they are staying at home. That's the first fact. The person will be will be seeing the people that he or she was studying with, they're getting jobs, living a stable life. But some kids started doing wrong things because they see other people. This thing of unemployment leads to crime and corruption. For instance, I cannot stay for about 5 years without being employed and I'm graduated. So in my mindset, I'll tell myself, well, my degree is useless. Let me go to corruption. Let me do corruption to get some money. So many youth, when it's the ones that are not employed, but they have degrees. It's not like they are sitting down, not applying. They are doing the applying. So my connection works in South Africa. You know that.
That's it.
You know. So people are using connection to get there. So if you do not have some connection, you will suffer. You stay at home. Some people apply for jobs, call for an interview, and say the interview will say, "Okay, give me some money, I will get you a job." For instance, you do not have that money to get a job, but they want some money. That leads to unemployment. So it's a matter of connections. I think the thing that says education is the key to success, it doesn't work anymore now. A lot of people are unemployed.
And also, you see, unemployment, it leads to a downgrade of education. You see me now, if I'm unemployment and let's say I've done, let's say nursing, when other kids in the community see me unemployment with a bachelor's degree of nursing, they won't be motivated, inspired to do that bachelor of nursing because they will be like, but that person I know, he's been sitting there for almost 2 years. I'm applying every day, but there's no job. You see, so more people who wanted to do nursing, they would be seeing other people with bachelor's degree of nursing not working, then they'll be like, that degree on its own. So I feel like unemployment also, it beats education, but on its own, education is important. Kids need to be educated, they need to go to universities, get good grades, but unemployment, it downgrades education because now we studied but we don't get employment. So as you say, someone will ask himself, what's the reason for me to study if I'm still unemployed, even at like 3 years after graduating?
It's a lot of people. Being unemployment, I can say it's a depression on its own.
That's true.
Because there's a lot of pressure that is happening. It's not like people are not trying. People are trying, but they are not being employed. They are trying each and every day. So the youth will start up. Someone will start up using drugs because he or she is not employed. The one started, let me say drugs.
And it's stress.
It's a stress when you sell drugs and get some money. Okay, say, no, let me stop applying for some jobs because I'm still young and fresh. I'm not employed. I will sell drugs to the youth and get some money and live the life. Because there's no mercy nowadays because of the rate of unemployment that we are living. People are studying and finish their studies, but they do not get employed. I hope the government sometimes, I think government, when it creates some learnerships, but it's not helpful for the youth because you will get a learnership for about 6 months. Then after 6 months, you will be not employed. Staying in phone, left stressed. You were used to getting some money at the month end, but now do not have some income which is coming in. So that is why it leads to a lot of people, some doing some corruption, selling drugs, doing a lot of unnecessary things.
Because they're trying to live, man. You can't live without money. So yeah, if the government or anyone works there is watching people, man, please try to decrease the level of unemployment to the youth because it is really killing. We're grateful for the 350s, but I also feel like it's one of the drugs that makes you kind of uncomfortable because if you know you'll receive 350, what about when the time it ends? What will the youth do now? instead of this 350, maybe you have created some industries, then employ, then at least you get 350 by putting something, because a job also is like something you have to put effort, you get money. But now you don't put any effort, you get 350. So don't you feel like it's kind of a drug to make you comfortable and say, just sit at home, don't apply, don't do this, we'll give you 350.
This thing of getting 350 made a lot of people lazy, I can say. A lot of people are being lazy. For instance, if someone gets that 350, that person will not think, this money, let me buy something which is will make me forget about how my life difficult it is for now. Let me start. Say you get some 350 and buy some drugs or alcohol, just to disturb their minds of what they are facing. Some of them are just 350, they decline. It's declined. So it's a lot of stress. Being unemployed, it's not easy.
Yeah, people, I hope to come and can take this issue. Also, the one issue that we wanted to speak about is a matter of electricity, which is load shedding. You would know how it is affecting the country. But first of all, we have to give pressures to the new minister. We have really seen a difference, because in the last 3 or 4 weeks it was very bad. It was very bad.
Say so.
At least now, even though it's not really bad, you can just say, yeah. But people, electricity have just risen up rates on 1 July. Bear in mind, the cost of living is too high, the electricity is too high, there is unemployment. How do you think this thing is affecting the youth on its own?
It affects the youth, man. If the electricity rises, I will think of something bad. Because I cannot afford to buy electricity every week. I'm unemployed. No money. So what I will do, I know the thing is called
Tempering.
Yeah. So I will do that thing for surely. I will know, man. The government will not come and check if it's a good one. So that thing, it will lead to a lot of exploding in their homes.
Even to the ESCOM facilities.
Because a lot of people will do tempering for surely. Because it will disturb their monthly budget. So they will have to budget more for electricity. So that is it's going to disturb a lot of people in that thing. This thing of load shedding, I can see, thanks to the minister, we are trying to adapt, but we were used to it. I was like nothing again. We were used to it. But in the way before load shedding was like, man, some companies were suffering. For instance, let's make bakeries. That one makes bread. You see, bakeries, they have to deliver from shops, from rural areas, from township to rural areas, is location. So they will have to work more hours. So when it's load shedding time, they will use backup generators. But you cannot compare a backup generator to the electricity. It have different ways of working.
Even the money.
Okay, you know that this is expensive, man. You cannot say a lot of people lost their jobs because of load shedding.
Unemployment, load shedding.
Load shedding, especially in mortuaries. You see, it's now when they say mortuary people, they say no, come and collect the body in the morning. Because we are facing a lot of shedding, they do not freeze enough.
They're gonna be smelling.
So come and collect the body in the morning. By 10 o'clock in the morning, should be done with the body. It must not be exposed to the sun. So it changed a lot of things, load shedding. So for instance, some shops, when it's load shedding, they do not work.
They close.
The business is collapsing.
They lose
2 hours.
customers.
They lose customers. The customer will come and say, this shop is closed. Let me pass on another one.
Gonna affect your revenue business.
You see, a lot of shop, when it's load shedding, the chills are not working. You see, for instance, I want to buy something which is fast food. When I get there, there is load shedding, so I will pass to another shop and get some food. For instance, when it's load shedding, the shops are not producing well. I can say load shedding affects a lot, but now I think it's getting there. It's getting better and better.
Yeah, but it has done load shedding some pretty very bad things, because now if some shops are closed, it will affect the revenue of the store, which will lead the amount of money it used to produce before, it will produce little. So that's why it leads to unemployment, and some people are going to be like, we'll call you, just wait for us, then we'll move them out. Yeah, also it really leads to this thing of unemployment. Pause.